This is 1986.
Thatcher was in power. The black country was pretty grim back then.
Before the phones, before the internet.
We thought it would be the ultimate cool thing to go to a World Cup.
They were hooligans, all of them. Every damn one of them I met were hooligans.
The disco firm, we used to call ourselves.
It was all new for all of us. First time to America, first time to Mexico. But that summer was going to get mad. There was Rabbit Head, nipped out for a pint of milk, gone for 12 years. Batesy, proper character. Said goodbye to England, went over there and that was it.
Arnie, a taste for beer, madness and Birmingham City. Texas Steve, the smooth-talking wild man of Dallas.
And then there's me, Ada. I'm the arranger. Mexico World Cup. Get in.
Stourbridge of the 1980s was a rough old place. In those days, fighting was a hobby, and we were very good at it.
They were hooligans, all of them. Every damn one of them I met were hooligans.
We didn't get along with too many people.
Batesy was a character in the town. He had the respect of everybody. Everyone loved Batesy. Proper hard lad, but a good lad. You know, you'd always want him on side in a tear up.
I've known Gary since I was 15. We drink beers together. We travel around the country watching the footy. It was just a great relationship that we had. Then there was Rabbit Head. Me and him used to go down Stourbridge. We'd go to the record shops. He'd keep an eye out and I'd nick the records. You know what I mean? I had other things on my mind as well. I got in a lot of trouble. At one time I had 3 Crown Court appearances at the same time. And that's crazy. That's bad news if you got 3 Crown Court appearances at the same time, because that means you're going to jail.
He'd just done 3 years out of a 6-year stretch. He got done for robbing the local post office, and then he got done for accidentally running down 3 Southampton fans down the south coast watching the football.
My dad had died when I was 21. I went to his funeral in Birmingham, accompanied by 2 screws from Winson Green. In the taxi there, I'm looking around, beautiful sunny day, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? We didn't know anything about Mexico. You know, this was before the phones, before the internet. We had no clue, man. You know what I mean? This is 1986.
Mexico is one of those countries where I had to look it up on the map. It sounded so exotic. We thought it would be the ultimate cool thing to go to a World Cup on the other side of the world. Well, it's not quite the other side of the world, but it felt like it at the time.
I was excited. One big, massive adventure for the taking. Just got to do it. We got to the station, all bagged up, and that was it. We just waiting for Rabbit Head. He'd thrown his bag out the window, gone downstairs, told the missus he was nipping out for a pint of milk, and off he went. I hope she wasn't waiting for the milk too long, because he was gone for 12 years. Batesy just kept looking back and back and back at the town and just getting more emotional. And I could see it, I could just see it in him. I didn't know at the time he was saying goodbye to England.
I was staying with my girlfriend. She only lived 5 minutes from the station. And it was sad because there I was, I said goodbye to her. She was in bed. I gave her a hug and she was crying. She wouldn't take her head from under the pillow. And she was heartbroken. So that upset me, you know, seeing your girl like that, just all upset, and all this is going through my mind when I'm on the train going to Mexico, and I'm thinking, how am I going to make this work? And this was my salvation of getting out of the country and finding a new life.
I got on the Rattler, got to Birmingham, and then basically to Gatwick. And from Gatwick to San Antonio, and then touchdown Monterrey. Then the party started. Heat in Monterrey was crazy, just insane. You know, you've lived in England all your life, all of a sudden you just get hit with this. And just the air pollution's bad, it's just a massive city.
We're full of ourselves and we're enjoying ourselves and literally didn't know where the hell we were going. And when we got here, that somebody said, I don't know what language, you know, does anyone know what language they speak here? We don't know. Literally nobody knew. And then somebody said, isn't it Spanish in Mexico? Like, and I said, yeah, I think it is. Like, does anyone speak Spanish? No. So
we'd always try to be saving money, man. So, you know, we found this hotel and it was like £3 a night or something silly, you know what I mean? It was great. And right next door to it was a bar. We were all like sawdust and lino floors and swinging doors. We called it, we didn't know what the name of, there wasn't a name on this bar. It had swinging doors as you walked in, so we called it Swinging Doors. And we'd all meet there every day and figure out what to do. And we couldn't get on our phones and say, hey, well, we can go to this place and we stop at this place. We had no clue, man.
this hotel on the corner, the Colonial Hotel, that's where I stayed. Inside the pool bar and outside, it was absolutely heaving with England fans. Must have been about $500-600. Where they were by the bus station, there's lots of little cantinas, and that's where Ada and Batesy and them, they were all staying. And so their experiences of the local cuisine was a bit more basic than ours, because we got a couple of half-decent restaurants here. The cantinas there, like the bar, the tiny little bars, full of pissed up blokes. And some of them, they wouldn't even bother having a toilet. They'd just have like a trough that runs under the bar. So you'd be sitting at the bar drinking your beer and pissing in the trough. And Ada thought that was marvellous.
Where we were in the Hotel Fastos, next to the bus station, it was really dodgy. Kind of worried there, but the atmosphere was good with the lads. We met so many lads there that just, you know, it was party central basically.
I think it was there. I think this is the canteen. Oh, it is there, bar, tourist style. Yeah. I wanted to tell you. So this is the type of bar that I've been in, and that one there, Bar Frontera. Right dumped. That's where all the Wolves lads were. It's a Wolves pub, this. They obviously must have thought, well, there must be better places in this city. So they found us. And like we linked up with them because the fans of the Northern clubs were sticking together and the fans of the London clubs were sticking together. We were sort of frantically searching for Midlands clubs, like. So when we saw a group of Wolves fans, like, perfect, you know. There were people you wanted to get to know. They were a real good laugh, and you could tell they were good stand-up blokes, you know, they got you back as well.
The Mexican people in Monterrey, they loved us. They'd never seen Englishmen. They'd never seen anything like us. This is northern Mexico. It isn't Acapulco where you get your tourists, your rich tourists go in those days. This is the real deal, old school, old town, North Mexico.
The girls, they were after us like all the time. You didn't have to leave your hotel to go to the shop or something, and there'd be a group of girls following you. It was mental. The first couple of days, we took our tops off and walked around shirtless until we all got arrested for not wearing a shirt. We thought they were joking, but no, they're not joking. And also, we were drinking beer in public, in the streets, and they said, we can't do that either. And they lifted us all and took us down the club shop.
First two games didn't go well. A loss to Portugal, a tie against Morocco. Morale was down. It was just, it was a nightmare. We just thought we were going out.
Nowadays, you think Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo, and they've got a good, you know. But in those days, nobody had ever heard of any of the Portuguese players. And so we expected to win. We played really boring football, and I think the heat got to them, and it was an awful game. And then for some reason, at some point, and it was kind of popular in those days, don't ask me why, but somebody turned round and dropped the shorts and mooned one section of the local fans who were like extremely put out by this. But then the reaction was like 3 or 4 more people did the same. And suddenly everybody was in fits of laughter and everybody was mooning everybody. And then the Mexicans started mooning us back. And nobody was watching the game anymore. We were just watching ourselves mooning each other. Like. And in the newspapers the following day, there was photographs of English guys showing their bare ass. You know. They just found it hilarious, all the daft and stupid things that England fans got up to.
So after 2 matches, we're baking. It's time for a break. We're off to Texas for some sun. I just love South Padre. There's only 3 roads on the island, and there's probably a half a mile of apartments and hotels, and then it's all sand.
Beautiful place, beautiful sandy beaches. And I thought to myself, man, I could stay here. I could get me a job here, see if I could make a go of it, and leave old Blighty, see if I could make it. And I'm talking to this bartender, and I said, hey, I'm going to Mexico to the World Cup, but on the way back, any chance of stopping at your place? I'll just sleep on the couch. I need to get a job here. She goes, yeah. I said, great. So we all went to Mexico, and I thought, I got me an in. I got me an in.
And while I was at the island, we met Stevie Dawson.
I had never met an English person, ever. But I fell in love with them as soon as I met them because they were just like me, partiers. They just wanted to party. I was more like them than I really knew.
We were in this bar on the island. It was the Hilton Hotel, their clubhouse.
We come in, we're all in our early 20s, we're all fit, we're all dressed in tracksuits and England tops. People come and start talking to us. Hey, are you the England soccer team? And one of the lads said, yeah, with the England football team. So all these girls are coming up to us asking for autographs, and somebody comes up to me and, oh, who are you, sir? What's your name? I said, I'm Peter Shilton. And she goes, Peter Shilton? She goes, can you? I said, yeah. So she gave me a napkin and I'm signing Peter Shilton. And somebody else is Gary Lineker.
All of a sudden, they said, could the England team come on stage, take a bow? We were all looking around thinking, well, they're on about us here. So off we went on stage, came off the stage, signing autographs, photos, the whole 9 yards. It was brilliant. And then this one cougar girl, beautiful, beautiful stunner, chats to Batesy. He goes, yeah, I'm the goalkeeper on Peter Shilton. He goes, watch out for me on TV. So with that, he gets off of there on the night, and we next see him in the morning. That's after the first 2 games. So at that point, Batesy had scored more than England had. After the 4 days of fun in the sun in South Padre Island, it was back to Monterrey, and hopefully a win against Poland would get us through. This was our last chance.
The first 10 minutes, we thought, here we go again. And then suddenly, you know, we got the upper hand, and then it was one chance after another, and we ended up winning 3-0.
Everyone's up again. We're going to win the World Cup. You know, we're the best team in the world now. We're going south to Mexico City. Paraguay's next.
I went to Mexico with like 300 quid and no credit cards, fuck all. I'd done 3 games in Monterrey, and then was the situation to whereas I knew that I had to do something. I couldn't just hang out there, because if I'd have gone further on, I'd have run out of money, and that would have been it. So I said to the fellas, I said, hey, after this leg, I'm gone. I said, I'm gonna go back up to South Padre, and I'm gonna go get me a job the next day. They go, okay, basically, just call us, let us know. I saw the girl at the bar, I says, remember me? She goes, yeah. I slept on a couch for 2 weeks, but I walked out the next day and got a job.
His first job, he was working as a waiter, and about 4 weeks later, the cougar walks into his restaurant and sits at one of his tables. You talk about being awkward. So she realises he's not Peter Shilton, and she eats along with her husband and her 2 kids, which makes it very awkward for Batesy. But at the end of the meal, the husband goes to tip Batesy, And she just said, hold on a second, he's had his tip in advance, and walks out in a huff, as you do.
And I'm over easy tonight.
Mexico was not supposed to get it. You know, if you go back to '82 World Cup in the final, they say, we'll see you in Colombia for Colombia '86. And Colombia wasn't able to do it, and so Mexico stepped in. And then after Mexico had stepped in, they had the earthquake, and it was in Mexico City. And of course, for the people of Mexico City, the World Cup represented like an opportunity to celebrate something for the first time in a year.
It was like a nightmare going there, you know, demolition everywhere, rubble everywhere. They just closed streets down, basically. You could just see the devastation.
The Paraguay game came up. We didn't know anything about Paraguay. You'd think, you know, at the time we thought, well, we'll beat them. They can't be as good. I mean, they've got to be worse than Poland. So we beat Paraguay. I don't remember any Paraguay fans there. But the one thing we noticed, all the lads noticed, was the Mexicans in Mexico City were different to the Mexicans in Monterrey. When you go talk to the Mexicans in Mexico City, they say, where are you from? And you say, England. They say, oh, okay, England, yeah. You know, as if, yeah, we've seen that before.
So then after the Paraguay game, we all headed to Acapulco, the big place in Mexico where all the movie stars went, and it was beautiful. Just having a blast.
How did you pay for that?
That's a good question.
I always wondered how they could be nomads, only working 2 or 3 months, somewhere here, somewhere there, until the traveler checks. Don't even get me started about the traveler's checks.
No matter where you're going, you'd be wise to convert your cash into safe, convenient traveler's checks. Protects your funds against theft or loss.
Everyone seemed to lose their designer clothing and traveller's checks all at the same time, because we lost ours. And we went down to the consulate to, you know, obviously everyone had got insurance. And there was about a line of about 100 people down there. They'd all lost designer clothing and traveller's checks. Nobody lost their passports, which was funny.
When they told me what they were doing, I was like, are you kidding me? Well, it was before the internet, before anything. Illegal, but smart. Had I done that, I could have bought a house. No shit.
Then we found out we were going to play Argentina in the quarterfinals. Couldn't be bigger, really. You're going to play Maradona, the greatest player in the world, you know. To go to the game against Argentina, some of the Cockneys had hired this bus, and it went on the night time, so it was a night time over the mountains, no man's land, pitch dark. And there's us on there, bunch of Cockneys, some Northerners, some Preston North End fans, whatever. In the middle of the night, they're asking the Cockneys to stop because they want to find an offie. So eventually they found a cantina, and this Preston North End fan got his beers and water. I mean, it's all like lukewarm beers at that stage. We got to Mexico City about 7 or 8 in the morning.
The whole trip was like violence free, except for that game. And that game, everybody had got their cap on we were up for it, every single man.
They're baying for our blood, basically. They'd lost the Falklands War. The Azteca stadiums holds 115,000. I think they reckon about 95% was going to be Argentinian there. Pockets of England fans were just literally surrounded by all these Argentinians. It was getting more hostile, you know, every hour. Start of the game, I thought we had a chance, but you are playing Maradona, which at the time was one of the best players there was. So if we could take him out, we'd be okay. But it didn't pan out that way. He had the game of his life, didn't he? You know, he was brilliant. The one goal, as we know, was just the worst handball ever seen. Everyone knew it was a handball, apart from the ref, who didn't see it. And the second goal was the best goal ever scored in the World Cup. So, you know, I'm glad I saw both of them, but I felt robbed. Lineker scores late on, but it's too late by then.
It just wasn't our destiny, and it was definitely Maradona's destiny to win that World Cup.
When we came out, it was just all hell broke loose, basically. They'd got these massive sticks that they used as weapons. I mean, they were just chasing us all over the place. They had so much hate against us.
I got stabbed in the leg with a flagpole, with the pointy end of the flagpole stuck right in my shin. I've still got a hole in my shin to this day.
200 of us went up this one road and getting chased, stopping, starting, getting thrown bottles out and everything. And then we got chased further up towards a bridge. Rabbit-head was with me. And then as we went over the bridge, Rabbit-head stayed by the bridge. And the next thing I saw was him going over the bridge. And that was it for him, in the hospital. He had a fractured skull, broken arms, broken legs. We left him there for weeks in a hospital in Mexico. But he was cared for very well in hospital. He had a very nice nurse, a pregnant nurse that took care of all his needs. So he was in good hands.
It was late, it got dark. The military were there, the police were there. They pushed us into a bar, and a policeman came in and walked in the middle, and he said, "Nobody's drinking," and he pulled out his gun and stuck it in the air like this. And he said, you're all arrested, all of you. Really, they'd pushed us into this bar because the RGs were coming down the street outside and they blocked us in. But then the RGs outside, they started bricking the windows of this bar as well. And we wanted to get out, but maybe there's 50, 60 of us inside the bar. There was about 50 or 60 military inside the bar with us as well. They're all armed, rifles and everything. We stayed there for about an hour. And then a couple of buses pulled up outside. He said, right, everyone on these buses. So we thought we were under arrest. We'd just been knocked out of the World Cup and our mates could be dead. We'd been driving for about half an hour. I was sitting at the front of the bus and I said to him, "Where are you taking us? Which hotel are you staying?" And he said, "Oh, fuck, we're not arrested then." So I was the one that broke the news to the lads. So, "We're not arrested." So it was back downtown, and then we thought, well, we'll go out on the piss. And every single bar that night, every single bar in Mexico City was shut. I don't think they'd ever done that before, but they'd seen the trouble at the stadium. And they said, we're not having them lot on the streets drinking. It didn't sink in that night that we were out of it. I think it was the next morning it sunk in that that's it. Our World Cup is over. We were, very upset, but, we weren't going home. There's no way we're going back home just yet. So we had one more night in Acapulco, and then we all decided, well, you know what, let's go down to Cancun for the World Cup final. So we got on this bus, it was 24 hours basically, a whole day on this stinking bus, no air conditioning. There was dogs, chickens on there, the whole 9 yards. Guys would come on with fiddles, playing for money. The stench was unreal, but we got to Cancun in the end. We found a bar, piled into the bar, watched the final. And while we were in the bar, some of the army guys were in there from Belize on leave. And we were deciding what to do with ourselves, and they said, well, why don't you come back to Belize for a few days and just, look around the jungle. So I had a few more beers and we said, okay, we'll do that then. And that's exactly what happened. We got on their bus and we travelled 9 hours through the jungle and ended up in Belize on the army barracks. It was insane. Unbelievable. The main officer then wouldn't let us in the gate. And so we're just stuck there in the jungle outside the army barracks. Didn't know what to do, we were just panicking. Once the officer left, the other guys who were with us got us through the sentry, got us into the barracks, and we just hid under the floors for a while until the morning. Everyone took care of us really good. And they were a great bunch of lads, all Royal Engineers.
They would take us to this place called Raoul's Rose Garden, which was like a gentleman's establishment. Pretty much it was the best whorehouse in Central America. They needed company. We felt like we had to be social, so we went there every night with them for a week. And the beer was good. It was great beer. Raoul's burnt down apparently, much to the disappointment of the British Army, I'm sure. It was crazy. After 7 days or 8 days in Belize, it was time to go. We got stopped at the border. We're in the border for a while. They wouldn't let us go back into Mexico. And we were panicking for a bit, about 4 or 5 hours. They split us all up, interrogated us. We got no idea why. We hadn't got certain paperwork they wanted, because there was none, basically. We realised what they wanted was a bit of money. We all got together, what money we had. We gave them a bribe. They took it. All of a sudden, the paperwork came out from the drawer, and we were off on a plane to Dallas. First thing you do in Dallas, go see Stevie Dawson.
14 of them showed up in the Green Goddess. No shit, maybe 12. Yeah, because I don't think Green Goddess would hold 14, but it was damn close.
We just turned up at his doorstep. He was at work. We waited 2 or 3 hours till he came back. And boom, here we are, Steve. And then the fun started.
We all piled into the 2-bedroom apartment. They were sleeping all over the floors, sofas and all that. We went out every night. And it just progressed, especially when they moved into their own apartments. Because they were working, they found jobs. And Saturdays and Sundays, out by the pool at their apartments. Beer just flowing everywhere. They called themselves the Disco Firm.
Told me that.
The Disco Firm. Disco Firm. So I had t-shirts made up with the Union Jack, Disco Firm. That was the funnest summer I ever had in my life. And I've had some good summers, but that was the most interesting and most fun. God, we had such a good time.
We'd go out with Steve. He had this convertible car, and we'd go out with him. He always had a 6-pack in the middle. And he was like a Robert Redford kind of looking guy, you know. And sometimes we'd be at the traffic light stopped. There'd be some girls there in a car. All he's got to say is, my name's Steve Dawson from Royce City. I'm in the phone book, call me. Hours later, when we got back to his place, the message machine, there was women's just leaving their phone numbers and everything. He couldn't fail. It was unbelievable.
We would always just go down Lower Greenville Avenue in Dallas, and we would hit every bar and pub that was down there and sing soccer songs, their soccer songs. I watch it on TV, and all I hear them is, and they're all in harmony. That's what cracks me up. Everywhere we go, people want to know, where the hell are you from? We're from Wolverhampton, lovely Wolverhampton. At the corner shop now, 69p a can. And I don't remember anything after that. Help me out, boys.
Hooliganism gets a bad name, right? For obvious reasons, and it does get out of hand, and it has been. But generally speaking, it was football fans picking on other football fans who were game for the same thing. You'd only look to fight people who were out to fight you. And I'm not saying they were fighting at every football game, there wasn't. That said, of course I accept it's a very negative thing. But I think, you know, it shouldn't be demonised the same way people demonise skinheads. Yeah, a lot of them were racist and nasty, but a lot of them weren't. A lot of them were into just reggae music, and that's why they were skinheads, right? We tend to tar everyone with the same brush, when in reality, it's not like that at all.
At this point, we're all thinking, this is the life. This is a lot better than what we were doing back in England. America, different kettle of fish. The opportunity was the biggest thing for us, you know. You could get a job anywhere. I had like 3 or 4 jobs in the first 3 or 4 weeks. Everything in general, what there was to eat there. Your accents got you, the women, you know, you played on that. We just, you know, didn't want to leave.
Every morning, early, I'd get up at 6:30, I'd go to the gym. There was only one gym, it was a really nice gym. And these 2 fellas were in there, they saw me and we'd always nod and say hi. And we got talking and all that stuff. They said, what are you doing over here? I said, I'm a student and I'm down here and I'm looking for work and I'm working at a nightclub right now. But he goes, can you sell? I said, yes, yeah, I can sell. He goes, can you come and see me at my office tomorrow? And I think I might have a position for you. He used to own a realty company selling holiday homes all up the coast. He was very wealthy, very successful, and he lived on the island, and he hired me. I'd been kicked out of this old girl's house. She'd got a boyfriend and stuff. She didn't want me there. And so I said to him, I said, hey man, I said, I got to find a place to stay. He threw me some keys. He goes, Stu, he says, go and look at that place. It's at Sunset on the bay. He goes, 7th floor. He says, it's a nice place. It's fully furnished. He says, you got 3 months there. And this is 3 months after the World Cup. 3 months after working on a building site in Amblecote, Stourbridge. And here I was, beautiful day. Every day was beautiful there. The water was crystal clear. And I'm thinking I died and gone to heaven, man. And this was the American way. I had one shot. And that's what I took. I took the shot.
I got the travel bug from coming to Mexico. And I wanted to see more of the world and stuff. But on my way around seeing the world again, I came back to Mexico again. And the second time I came, I got stuck. That's it, I didn't leave. We chose to do something different, you know. When I left England, I had no intention of becoming an English teacher and a language art teacher and a director of a school. It just, that's the journey that I took. But it was an adventure getting there, you know.
I think travel is the best education you can have. Seeing how other people live, travelling around, it's the best education and it's the best medicine as well, because it just makes you good when you go places, it makes you excited when you visit places, you know, just seeing different things every single day is brilliant.
They're the 2 people that I want in my life forever. They are the epitome of what a friendship should be. They're just freaking lovely. They're just great people. I love them with all my heart. Yeah.
It's marked our lives in a way that we never imagined. They got the nod of your head, and you know, so yeah, you were there. Yeah, I was there. And that's it, you know, and that bond exists between hundreds of lads who were here in 1986 from all over the country. It's pretty cool.
It was great times, man. Look at this.
Monterrey.
Stadium,
Group stages, yeah.
Wow.
open air.
Up in there, yeah.
This is one of my favorites, though, right here.
Nowhere but Texas.
Nowhere but Texas.
Cowboy bar.
Drinking drown nights.
Yeah.
Dallas.
A quarter of beer.
No, it's free beer.
Free
beer,
beer
was
for
it?
2 hours.
7 to 9.
That's right, yeah.
7 to 9.
We
Free
took
beer.
advantage of that.
We
$5 cover.
drink and drown. This one here was South Padre Island. There's Rabbit Head.
Yep.
He passed away 2 years ago. Sad, isn't it?
Yeah. We
All the times we had with him.
got sick. It was pretty quick. He just gone.
Yeah. He lived every day, just madness, total madness.
He had a good life.
He had a fantastic life. And he lived it every day.
Yeah.
He only worked a 3-day week. 3 days a week. Somebody asked him once, why do you work a 3-day week? He says, because I can't survive on 2. You couldn't make it up.
That's classic.
The trip made us grow up. In the
Big
end,
time.
no doubt it
Big
did.
time.
It made us grow up and realise that there was more to life than just average in life.
I'd do it all again. Wish I was that young again.
I'd do it all again yesterday. Easy.
Why don't we just do it all again?
Let's
Now,
do it. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if we could do that?
Wouldn't that be fun?
It'd be brilliant.
As long as I get to bed at 8:30, I'm good.
In the morning.
Footy starts.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Go for breakfast.
Yeah.
Start again.
Oh my God.
Good Lord. All right, let's wrap this up then. Let me get the bill. Hey mate, can I get the bill? Do you still take travellers' checks?
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt,